Welcome back to Charm on Travel. We're going to take a short little ride here to test the audio system. We're going to run another full 360-degree video today. And I thought I would take a few minutes before traveling to not so distant places, but places more further away than my own hometown. I'd take a minute to talk about Painesville. Well, I didn't grow up here. I've been here for about 10 years. And Painesville's been going through some changes in that time. And there are more changes slated down the road. There's some interesting things. Painesville just got a grant that's part of a $130 million grant from to Cuyahoga County and Cleveland and also Painesville. And of that, Painesville is going to get about 80 million of it. And they're going to build a solar project on an old reclaimed Superfund site known as the Diamond Shamrock grounds or land. There was an old factory there, and for whatever reason the EPA flagged it and they're not allowed to build there, but it has since been deemed safe enough to build a solar plant and also some additional bike trails. So Painesville's been cleaning up its act and revitalizing their city. I know they're working on a new jail in town here, and there's been some new businesses, and Main Street itself has been revitalized, and they're doing some work down in the Recreation Park, which is where we're headed today. So I'm going to show you that in a little bit. They're building more housing down there and an amphitheater, and they've just built a dog park. I know Melissa and I, we took the two labs and the two browns, and then another dog we had at the time that we've since lost, down there on a fundraising walk down in the area. So there's a neat little paved trail that runs along the Grand River. Which is pretty cool. And they just built a splash pad for kids to play down here. I'm not sure if it's still open or not. I think there may have been some work going on down here. I'm not sure why they closed it. I can't remember. But they're working on something and they closed it early. But then they decided that it would be open later on in the year. So it's early enough in the morning. I don't think there'll be any kids down here playing, so we can avoid that. But here's the rec park down here, and I believe online it said and there's a little trail to the right. Online it said that there are 8 baseball diamonds down here, and you can rent them for league play for like $30 a pop, which is pretty cool. And this used to be open down here, but they changed some things. Kiwanis Recreation Park. So there's a lot of baseball. Oh, it is still open. Okay, I noticed these rocks down here. I thought, well, maybe it wasn't. And of course, there's a football stadium where the Harvey. I'm not sure what their mascot is, but this is where they play. I'll have to do that. Harvey Raiders. Okay, there it is. Looks like the high school baseball team also plays here. And I believe there's a soccer field and basketball courts and a tennis court. Gotta keep my voice down. Looks like there's a playground. And I think the dog park will be up here on the right. I'd heard that there was a skate park down here, but I don't know if that's true anymore. I thought I heard a local talking that they had closed it, but maybe it's still here. I'm not certain. There's a nice playground up here on the right. And this pond is stocked by the, I'm not sure who stocks it, if it's the city. Oh yeah, there's the skate park right there on the right. So you can rip some gnarlies and some, what is it, are they called gnarlies? Some grinders, I don't even know what I'm saying. Some kick flips. You can do sweet jumps on your board and bike. I've seen people playing ultimate frisbee down here in years past too. So I'm not sure, there used to be a court down here somewhere. But that pond on the left is, they stock it for fish. And that trail on the right is closed off up at the mouth. I rode my bike up it, but pretty steep hill coming down. And here's the new splash pad. The dog park was down there on the right, I think. I think we drove past it there. It's a gated in area. It's an area for small dogs and an area for large dogs. This is the splash pad. It seems to be closed. And there's construction down here on something. Oh, that's a really old building there. That old garage. It's got a little outdoor fireplace in it. Must have been an old picnic area at one time. The metro parks get up pretty early. It appeared to do whatever needs doing here. But this is the city's largest park down here. There are others, but this one is the largest, I think, maintained or official. There's some other areas that have sort of vacant lots around them, but even those are not as big, I don't think, as this one. We're going to go around the speed bump right here. I need more gaps like that. I was watching somebody's video. Oh, I got loud again. I didn't realize I was such a loud talker until this new mode. And I'll go back to recording the other way, and then I'll have to yell again. I'm not sure whose motovlog I was watching, but I saw that they had gaps in the speed bumps, which are pretty cool. Boy, that brings back memories, huh? The sleds. It's like they got a, oh, that's not a tackle sled. We used to have a tackle sled too. Yeah. This is the Grand River again. We're crossing over. So next stop, we're headed up to the Diamond Shamrock site. And I'm actually kind of excited about it. Like that Painesville for a long time has had a coal plant that's used in emergencies to fuel Painesville, and I think the rest of it's diesel generators that they have their own power plant up here. But they're really good in storm emergencies and such. We hardly ever lose power, and if we do, I mean, it's on back, right away. So being from the country where if you have a big storm, like, it could be a couple weeks until the power comes back on, but up here, that's not the case. That's actually kind of really nice. It's really nice being close to everything. I get away not having to ride my bicycle too far when I take it out because everything's so close. But I think Painesville has some pretty cool stuff in store here. I know there's a place in Arkansas. I think it's Bentonville, Arkansas. It's like the mountain bike capital of the world. But this area also has a lot of bike trails. The Greenway, you can bike all the way from Middlefield all the way up here to the lake along the Greenway. There's a series of trails. There's the Greenway Trail, and then there's Maple Highlands Trail, and they're all interconnected down here. But that part of this new revitalization, this solar energy plant that they're building, that's part of what they're going to do. They're going to connect Painesville Township Park, which is right on the lake down there, to Fairport. So this part of this plan, they're going to have 2 miles of lake access, which is pretty cool up here. I mean, lake access goes for, quite a pretty penny. You can't just go down to the lake. There's people, live along it. So, I mean, there's beaches and such, but to be able to have that access there for everyone, for the public, in addition to Fairport Harbor, will be pretty sweet, pretty awesome. We're going to be moving for a little bit, so I'm going to try to close my shield just to see if that's better. The reverberation off of the helmet last time, I think, really messed up the sound, really made it wonky. It's not too bad if you listen to VR goggles, but it clips really bad when the face shield's down with this system. And of course I can't correct it. There's a lot of auto processing I have to do when, for a regular motovlog. And I'm sure, just take your phone and hold it out the window, and while it's not that bad, it's pretty close to it. Trying to clean up audio, you've got a lot of, between the, rumble of the engine and there's a lot of frequencies there, so even if you isolate for those with human speech, the mid-range of frequencies, you still, we got to go the other way here. We don't typically go this way to this location. There's a detour here, this road here. They've been working on this for a while. I think they're redoing the bridge down here. It's a short little jut up to that road that goes along the lake there. It goes along Diamond Shamrock. I think it's 283. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Fairport Nursery Road is what they call it. It took a minute, but I remember. side of caution. I like that. Oh, it's called 535, but it is Fairport Nursery Road, so we got that part right at least. Well, there's a pretty smile there on the way to work. You don't see that too often. Not sure why you still have to stop here if they close this road, but we're going to go ahead and do that anyway. I don't know if there's someone that lives down there or what the deal is, but looks like there might be. It's been a while since I've been down to Painesville Township Park, so we'll head down there and check it out. But on the right, this is Painesville Speedway, and tonight you ought to be able to hear them revving their engines going around the oval. There's pretty cool videos online too of Painesville Speedway. I'm going to turn right up here and check out this park. I think it's a straight shot from this road. But the proposed bicycle trail will connect Painesville Township Park down here to Fairport, which if you watch any of my other videos, like the night the Aurora Borealis rolled in with the Perseids meteor shower, that was from the beach there. Looking out towards Canada. And that was really cool. That's my first time seeing the Northern Lights. And they were just, they were faint enough that you could see them, they were shimmering, but, they weren't super bright, but the camera did bring it out. But you could see it, it's just a faint color difference there. And the movement is really what caught your eye. That's what drew you to it. And then after a while, I think had there not been, some light pollution behind me, I would have been able to see it better. But, yeah, it was really, really neat, really cool. I know there's a period right now of intense magnetic storms. There's been some solar flares. And I think just last night they had upgraded the KP index to 7, which is the, is a pretty high level. That's how they score the Aurora Borealis in intensity. And the night I saw was a KP8, which is pretty neat. Been a while since I've been down here too. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, there in the distance you can see the Coast Guard, that red building straight to the west of this position. That's the Coast Guard building. And then over there is Fairport Harbor. And the outbuilding way out there on the pier on the lake, that's the new lighthouse. It looks like there's a boardwalk down there where you can go fish. So that's pretty neat. I think that's relatively new as well. Nice place to sit and have lunch or Walk around the park. Lots of geese to befriend. I had a black lab years and years ago named Sam. Well, Samwise. After Lord of the Rings. That's how most of the dogs that I've had got their names. But he was so fast. And he had such soft jaws. And I know when my parents had him for a while when I went to college, he would pick up goose eggs and bring the geese to him, to my dad, bring the goose egg. And my dad would be like, I don't know where he got this. And it'd just be for walking the park and he'd come with the goose egg. And like he wanted him to throw it or what. But I've actually seen that dog catch a goose at a mid-flight, like probably jumped over 6 feet in the air, caught the goose, came down with it, and then let it go. And the goose just flew away unharmed. Back in my younger years, I used to jog, and he would stick with me, but there were a few areas where he could run out a little bit. In the country it's different, and it was also a different time. But so athletic, really awesome. He loved to retrieve, though. That's what he lived for. I wish I could have done more with him. I took him pheasant hunting a few times. And, we'd go squirrel hunting in the backwoods. I must have been on a call somewhere. Yeah, but all along that coastline, all the way down to the lighthouse, they're going to have a bicycle trail eventually. And I think they're looking to about 5 years, I think, construction of the solar field. So they said 2030, their energy independent goals, green energy. We're neutral again. All of this here on the left is the Diamond Shamrock site. Now I'll have to look up, I thought they said ash. I thought they produced ash at one time, but I'm not certain that that's what they made. It's all lakeshore to my right down here. And the way I understood it, they're going to have lakeshore access all the way down there. So. But yeah, this whole field. I mean, oftentimes you see deer grazing in the grass up here, and you don't find the deer around here are all very well fed, always look pretty healthy. They're relatively tame, but all times of the year they're out in these fields just grazing away. So whatever's out there can't be too awful bad. I mean, okay for deer and okay for people are necessarily the same thing, but how cool, here, really moving with the times, going to green energy. It'll supply all of Painesville's needs. It'll have a huge battery sitting here, too. I'm not sure if it's going to be an iron flow storage battery or some other type of battery, but we'll be able to store power and use it when they need it. Because I think that's the big issue of green energy is a lot of times you produce a lot of energy and you produce it at times when you don't need it. So being able to have the power, have the energy when you need it is a big obstacle for green energy. And especially on those hot days, to be able to, I'm just sort of cruising around, so I'm going to let this guy go around here. I'm sure these people are on their way to work and whatnot, and I'm just sort of dicking around here. That vehicle is down there at the park. Yeah, I would really like to see, really like to see this place become something like Bentonville, or a place for recreation, an area where you don't have to leave to get some outdoor time. There's already so much to do here: fishing and kayaking and hiking. There's even campsites to disperse camp if you know where to look at some of these metro parks. And then of course you have the city life too, and all the small shops and small businesses that are popping up. A few popped up and popped down sooner than I could, before I could get to them. Like Cora's Cupcakes. I don't know what happened to her, but I just saw a commercial for her on YouTube. Alright, so that'll be a nice test to see how the new setup works. New frames per second and new audio. Hopefully it's not clipping like mad and you'll be able to hear me better. Nice little meandering ride through the city I've come to call home, and its neighboring city, Fairport, which is where we are right now. Saved me quite a bit being able to get out and get away and just bike on a relatively level rail trail that runs all the way to Middlefield, all the way to Amish country pretty much. You start pedaling and before you know it you're in as boondock area as you can get around here. Cleveland is pretty sprawling city itself, but then the suburbs too. I mean, they're all pretty sprawling with hazy borders between them. But I bid you adieu, and I'll catch you next time. And be awesome, and look out for some spooky footage coming your way soon. Some spooky camps, maybe.